First, we have Mr. Aditya Shankar. Sorry, there is a power failure at my end. Please let me know if I'm audible. I will continue.
You are audible. You are audible.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Aditya is an accomplished individual with diverse skills. He is the founder of Masterclass Space, and he also teaches AP Physics and Mathematics at Masterclass Space. Sir graduated from BITS Pilani, and after a small stint with a professional company, he started as a faculty at Vidyamandir classes, where he was teaching students physics. And it is from there that he started Masterclass Space with a vision to teach students and provide them the best education possible. Now, apart from the academic, he has many accolades to his hat. He was also one of the youngest TEDx speakers, and he also represented India for the first time in the RoboCup in Istanbul. Also, he is an established musician and a key tabla player. It will be glad that you may know that he was recently facilitated at BITS Pilani for his outstanding contributions. And apart from this, he also takes keen interest in guiding entrepreneurs, the budding entrepreneurs of our country. Apart from this, he is also passionate about yoga, music, and works a lot in the social sectors. So, Mr. Aditya is one of the key makers in a diverse background, and he is the best guiding force to guide students in their long-term career path. Okay. Now, I will move on to Mr. Hassan. Sir is also a multi-talented educator, and he has contributed a lot in the education sector. He completed his master's from Delhi University and then added a hat of management degree from IIM Kozhikode. He has made significant contributions in education, media, and arts. He was also the editor of a prominent magazine before he started his passion for teaching as a full-time career. Now, you will be glad to know that he is an accomplished writer. He has written many books for English in the Olympiads. They have been extensively used year and year, and they are still helping a lot of students gain insights. Okay. He also set up his own drama company and directed plays, and he has around 15 plus years of rich academic experience. So it is a blessing for students to learn from his experience and gain insights in the English matter expertise. At Masterclass Space, he is an expert faculty for English. Moving on, we have Mr. Atul Verma. Atul sir is again a highly qualified educator. He's sitting with us, and you can see that he has been the whole figure. Sorry, apologies for this. So he also graduated from IIT Delhi and he was teaching at Vidya Mandir classes before becoming one of the co-founders of Masterclass Space. He also has a knack for teaching students and guiding students throughout their career. And he holds special places in a lot of students with whom he has interacted so far and guided them to their right career path. At Masterclass Space, he takes the role of the Chief Operations Officer as well, and he also teaches AP Chemistry, AP Calculus, and SAT Mathematics to the students. He is committed towards making the students achieve their long-term career goals and is there at every point in time to provide all the assistance needed to all the students that he caters so far. He is an exceptional mentor, and this is something that the students have constantly been giving a feedback for. Moving on, if you see on the panel, we have Mr. Sukumar. Sir is an experienced individual who graduated from IIT Kharagpur. He holds close to 10 plus years of experience as a physics and maths faculty, and he is a versatile tutor. He teaches an array of students for the APs, the A and O level exams, as well as the IBDPs. All the students who have gone through his mentorship will vouch for the fact that he is exceptional with his concepts and the students make impeccable results after his teaching. He has mentored students across the globe. Now, going further, we have Mr. Harish on the panel. Sir is also a graduate from IIT Delhi. He holds significant experience, precisely 6 plus years of experience as a math and quant faculty, At Masterclass Space also, he has contributed vastly to teach students and guide students in the math and quant areas. He has diverse experience as an edtech mentor and will guide you through the BITSAT preparation in a niche fashion. Lastly, we have Miss Ekta on the panel. Ma'am is a master's from Mumbai University. She holds a wide experience as a pre-medical faculty. Before teaching the students, she was also, guiding the students for pre-medical exams. She teaches. She is a faculty for chemistry and biology at Masterclass Space, and she has a thorough experience of guiding students with all varying educational backgrounds for such as the students applying to UK, US, and even students who come from the British curriculums. When you're preparing with her, it is a sure shot that the students will have 100 percentile on the subjects that she holds expertise in. So students, this is the faculty that will be guiding you for the BITSAT preparation module today. I'm sure you will gain a lot of insights around the preparation. You will There'll be a lot of takeaways, so remember to take notes during this session. Thank you so much. Atul sir, I would like to now you to take over, please.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you very much, Devyani, for the detailed introduction. Thanks a lot. And so, students, we will start with the session. There would be some things which we would definitely be discussing in the session. There would be some things which we won't be discussing in this session. They would be discussed in other session. I would request all of you to keep yourself on mute unless you have a question, and when we ask you that we can like we are open for questions. So this is the thing. So Aditya, maybe you can share the plan of session and we can start it now.
Okay, hello, my dear friends. Can we have most of you on video, please? This is going to be quite friendly session, so I would really appreciate if you can switch on your videos. It would be great, in fact, to take questions in between to see you. It's more like quite interactive things. So please feel free, guys. We are on friends here. Feel free to switch on your videos. Yeah, come on. As Grisa, Tanvi, yeah, we have many. Zia, Mehul, Aditya, Rashi, Arnav, who all are visible? Shivni, Anish, Anigiri, Nanit, Ara, Harshini, Newtheni, Joseph, Semyon, and so many. Mohana, Shivans Ranga, Geeta, Shiva, Ramakrishna, Nanit, MK, Akshara, AA, Dev Dahiya, Vaishnavi, Manasa, Senvi, Purab, Nikita, Harshini. Yeah, a lot of people. Many every time it's joining. Right now it's 43, and yeah, people are still joining. So, my dear friends, let's get started. This is the first time. Tanvi, your video is coming like vertical. You can switch. I don't know why it is like this, or maybe this. Yeah, very welcome, my dear friends. So this is the first time we are organizing a mentorship session even before session one. Generally, we do professional counseling after session two when you have to fill the scores, and that time we guide students to fill the campus and choices. That's something which we do, and the this is first time we are offering because tomorrow 25th of April there is a good news, and we thought of sharing with you all. Masterclass is turning 6. So tomorrow is birthday of our baby. Our baby is turning 6. So we thought of giving something to students. Just take it, guys. Just take it. We really wanted to give, and we started as a very humble beginning. We started as a study abroad company, and that time myself and Atul, we used to be in Vidya Mandir classes, and then Mr. Raja joined us, and how we met, it's a very beautiful story. Somehow we didn't meet in a very professional setup. We met on a bus stop, and that's how we started, and the journey started. We grew. Even before COVID, we registered our company. We grew, and during COVID, basically, we got a peak, we already had very good results. Our students right now are in Ivy Leagues and many of the universities, and of course in all three campuses. And then we decided that we are only catering to foreign students, or students who are going from India to US. So we thought of making a BITSAT test series, because I come from a BITS background, and in fact Atun was also a chemistry faculty there. So it's going to be, we launched the BITSAT test series in 2021 officially, though unofficially in 2020 also, but 2021 officially. So it's going to be 5th year of BITSAT test series, and you can check out our, if you wish to see our, I thought you can just, I believe everyone must have seen the BITSAT page. We have produced toppers and toppers in BITSAT. Many of them, they have joined BITS Pandani, and some of them they chose to be in IITs. Yeah, so this is a bit of our story. After registering our company in India in 2022, we registered our company in Singapore, and now right now we have our student base in more than 25 countries. This is how a small story. So now let's come to the mentorship thing, guys. I believe very recently you must have gone through a very grueling time, JE preparation. Many of you must be doing JE preparation since last 2 years. Some of you must be doing for last 3 years, and you are done with that. For few of the students, the VIT triple E is also going, and here and there the exams are going on. So now it's time it's time that you people concentrate on BITSAT. The strategy for BITSAT is going to be a little bit different from what you guys have done for JE mains, right? Because though you must have studied a lot, but we have seen students doing quite well in JE. They are getting good ranks in JE, but they are not able to score well in BITSAT. It's just a matter of temperament with which they write the exam. The strategy is completely different. So, my dear friends, in JE mains, I think you put you have to take 75 questions in 3 hours. Here you are taking 130 questions in 3 hours. So quite many, of course. And those who are going to attempt bonus question, it's going to be 142. So almost double. That means your speed has to be really, really good. Speed has to be really good. And of course, BITSAT at the same time doesn't even expect you to know things in much depth. That's also a reality. So in JE mains, you can afford to leave few chapters. That's fine. That if you are not confident, just leave it. I mean, we all have gone through the JE experience. We all have qualified IIT JEs. That time we didn't have JE advanced and mains. We used to have I took a 1 day exam for JE. It directly used to be JE advanced. So which time the pattern of IIT JE has also changed. So, but in BITSAT, you cannot afford to lose to leave even a single chapter. You have to be thorough with all the chapters. Thorough means, basically, when I'm saying thorough means, you need to touch on the chapters. They may not be in much deep. It's okay. It's completely okay that they you don't touch them in deep, but basic concept and formulas you must be quite well versed with. Okay, so this is how is the difference here in BITSAT. Time management is very important. You need to be really, really good at time management. Don't get emotionally attached to a question. If you are not able to solve a question, move on in just 2 minutes. You have to maximum 2 minutes. Don't even give 2 minutes. That's what I'm saying. If it is if the time is raising 1.5 minutes, please move on to other question. You can come back also. That's not the option will be there, but don't get emotionally attached. We have seen many of our students saying, "Oh, sir, we wasted a lot of time in this." Guys, there is no excuse for it. No one cares for it. You have practiced a lot, and if you do not perform on the day, that's what it bits bits actually requires you to understand. It's an aptitude test. It's not a test of how much in deep you know a concept. It's an aptitude test. They want students who know how to manage time and manage pressure, who know those students who know how to perform with pressure. That's what is the strategy of BITSAT. Okay. So now since I personally take physics, I'm a faculty of physics. Here I am also taking BITSAT crash course for physics. In fact, the test series, Masterclass Space BITSAT test series which you have taken, the most of the the questions of physics, they have been made by me, and in fact under me few others. So I was leading that team. I have checked all the questions, they have gone through me only. So those physics questions I made, chemistry Atul, and mathematics few other faculties they have worked on. Let's talk about from chap now specifically about physics. I'm going to take physics, and Mr. Sukumar is here. Mr. Sukumar is also accomplished faculty. He's a grad from IIT Kharagpur. He's going to take, if someone is joining crash course, he's going to take the electromagnetism part. I'm going to deal mostly with mechanics. Talking specifically about units and dimension, what type of questions are asked. In between, if any student has any question, they can raise their hand digitally. Okay, we can take the question. First, we all faculties are going to discuss specifically. After that, we are going to give you time to ask question. But in between, also you can stop us. You can raise hand. If I'm talking about physics, you have question, you can raise hand here itself, and I will answer. Okay. In units and dimensions, since last 4 years, since the time I have been, in touch with students, working on BITSAT test series and guiding students, what we have seen in the units and dimension, the chapter is very small. BITSAT doesn't ask direct questions on, they do not ask direct questions on the dimensional formula. That, okay, what is the dimensional formula of this? No, they ask in comparison. They ask, for example, if they want to, if the length is doubled, then what is going to be the impact? This, so basically in ratio they ask, or they ask basically, they give you, for example, torque. Which of the following option has the same dimensions as that of torque? Got a point? So basically, please mute whoever has a control. So you do not expect they are going to ask dimensional formula. It's going to be a pattern. This is how they are going to test you. Now, after that comes something which many of the students ignore: significant figures. People feel, oh, it's so nice that BITSAT cannot ask, but one of time they ask you significant figures. It's super easy, guys. It doesn't even take 5 seconds to answer such questions, and you are going to get +3. So just go through significant rules very, very well. Okay. There is no vernier caliper and screw gauge question. That the pattern is it's not there. So please go through vernier caliper, screw gauge. When BITSAT asks, they ask you the questions talking about find the least count, and also basically they start talking about, if they are asking to find the thickness, they ask with positive and negative errors. This is how. So basically, please skim over this subject, this topic, vernier caliper and screw gauge. Okay. Anyone having any question, they can raise their hand. Okay, guys, you can stop me in between. Kinematics, not difficult questions on vectors going to be asked. Basic concept should be clear. Dot product, cross product are going to be there. Conceptual questions on 1D and 2D motion, means projectile and one-dimensional motion. Again, they are not going to ask you questions directly on find the height maximum or range. They are going to change the variable. If velocity is doubled or velocity is tripled, what is going to be the impact? Or they are going to ask questions like what's going to be the ratio of range and height maximum, questions like this. Okay. You must be thorough with the formulas. In the relative motion questions, raindrop problem and river boat problem, I believe some of you have not. So please revise those. Newton's laws. No one is going to ask you basic. What is the first law of Newton? Second law. It has to be very clear. Free body diagram and all those things needs to be very clear about it. Okay. when we talk about free body diagram, it definitely includes Newton's laws. You have to deal with Newton's third law also, and of course other concepts also come into picture. How to decide the system. Many students, they ignore these small things, that they don't even know how to decide the system. So these conceptual things need to be taken care. Application of centripetal force. Application of centripetal force. When we talk about centripetal force, who is the agent of, who is the external agent providing centripetal force? These type of questions, they start coming into picture. Banking, application of centripetal force, which is a banking, that is also very important. Pulleys and inclined plane question with friction. Not difficult questions are going to be asked. Simple acceleration or something related to a concept which involves static or kinetic friction. Guys, in impulse and momentum, conservation of momentum, you need to be thorough with. Many times we have seen they are asking questions on elastic and inelastic conditions. You must be thorough with the concept of coefficient of restitution. I don't know, CBSE talks about coefficient of restitution, but coefficient of restitution, it makes your life easy. Okay, if you're in my crash course, in our BITSAT crash course which we are running, Masterclass Space is running, I have personally taught coefficient of restitution. I have seen many of the students from crash course are here. I believe as Grisa is here, I can see Soumya is here. My dear friends, I believe you must be knowing coefficient of restitution makes solving the question quite easy. You don't even have to deal with the energy equation, kinetic energy equation. Okay, so please be thorough with coefficient of restitution. In the center of mass, dear friends, I am not going to read what you are sending. You can simply raise your hand and ask me, because I really don't have time. We have short of time. We are giving you tips and strategies. In center of mass question, they are not going to ask you find the center of mass or this. They will ask you center of mass basically many times. Center of mass of the systems. For example, they are joining a rod joined with some other body. So those kind of questions, very easy type of question, they are not going to ask. Not a lollipop questions are not going to ask what is the center of mass of a rod, n by 2 and this. So BITSAT doesn't ask very tough questions and doesn't ask very tough question, doesn't ask very easy question. In between questions they are going to be there. So you can memorize for few of the bodies where the center of mass of like cone lies or semicircular disc lies. Please be thorough with that. They should be in your mind. Okay. They are not going to ask questions based on integration. Okay, those tough questions are not going to be there. Be assured, those tough questions which involves integration means integration of I mean to say center mass of continuous bodies. No, don't worry about it. For the discrete bodies and for systems, they are going to be there. Next portion which comes is work and energy. The concept should be very clear about how to find out work and work energy theorem. When we talk about work, the small concept when we talk about web dot ds, that displacement is the point of the point of application of force. Many students, in fact, I have seen all the students doing that kind of mistakes. They don't know. So BITSAT talks about the basic concept should be very clear. You can refer Concept of Physics by H.C. Verma if you have conceptual doubts. It talks about the concepts very clear. If H.C. Verma is becoming quite concise, refer to a book which we say, what's the name of that foreign authors? Sukumar sir, the name of the foreign author? Just it was in my mind.
Is it Resnick Halliday or something?
Resnick Halliday Walker. No, don't touch Irodo, guys. Don't touch Irodo. No, not required. Okay. Simply no to Irodo. Resnick Halliday Walker. It is a very thick book in which things have been described, been elaborated in a descriptive manner. In case you have, you can just go over it. Okay, I prefer to my students if the concepts are not clear. In case I am teaching in class, then no need to go over that thick book because you have less time. But in case you are not in my class, please go over it. Conservation of energy concept is going to be surely there. I talk a shortcut of finding out, velocity and all using concept loss equal to gain. In my class, I believe people are aware, those who are in my class, or in the BITSAT test series, a Masterclass Space BITSAT test series also, we have put questions on this for that so that you can practice it. Loss equal to gain. How much is the loss in energy? How much is the gain energy? Don't even think about at this point, what was the energy, at that point, what was the energy, and then equating all those. It's confusing. If your teachers have taught, fine. Otherwise, you have to be aware how this concept work. I definitely teach, or you can just check it out our test series. In that, some of the solutions you will find loss equal to gain, that kind of thing. So be well acquainted with that kind of solutions. Rotational motion, which is a pain point for many of the students. Many of the students, they do not even know the basic concept. What is the difference between translational motion and rotational motion? They keep on doing the tough questions. Guys, please be clear about it. What is the pure rotation? What is pure translation? Please be aware of it. What is the difference between rigid body and non-rigid body? Okay. Rigid body, I believe yesterday only I taught in class. It talks about basically angular variables remain same, but velocity and accelerations can change. In the non-rigid body, even angular variables do not remain same. These basic concepts BITSAT talks about. Moment of inertia questions. They are not going to ask you to find out moment of inertia. They are going to ask you to find out moment of. They will again talk about ratios and all those kinds of questions. You can simply memorize how to. For some of the bodies, you can memorize moment of inertia, like for cone, for solid sphere, for hollow sphere. They should be in your mind. Be well aware of the application of parallel axis and perpendicular axis theorem, guys. Be well acquainted with that. Okay, you must know that perpendicular axis theorem is applicable only for 2D bodies. Okay, they sometimes ask you these theoretical question, 5-second question you should answer. Parallel axis theorem you can apply, not a problem for 3D bodies also. Basic application of torque and conservation of angular momentum, and basic conservation of angular momentum, basic application. Don't go into tough. Basic concept of rolling concept. Rolling without slipping. Many times the students, many times question talks about. Please be aware of it. Gravitation. The type of question they ask you mostly on Kepler's law, or questions on gravitational potential energy. Again, when they talk about gravitational potential energy, so conservation of energy comes into picture. Okay, and you law of gravitation, some basic things are there. So I believe some of the highlight things where I had to stress, I have stressed on it, and rest you can see in the test series. We have put very concise test series there. You can check out how the solutions are done. Now I'll hand over. If you have any question, you can ask. Now I'll hand over to Mr. Sukumar to continue from chapter number 8.
Yeah. Sir, you are on mute. You need to unmute yourself. So, Kumar sir, I think you are on mute.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Aditya sir. Hi, friends. So I will be taking care of the chapters from chapter 8 to chapter 18. Now, as sir told that basically this BITSAT requires you to cover the almost all the chapters. Don't go into depth, but you have to cover all the topics. At least you should know some basic formulas, but don't leave any topic. If you, as sir has already mentioned, that JEE requires more in-depth. it requires you study less but go in depth. But BITSAT requires you don't go in depth, but you cover the broad syllabus. So if you look into from the starting that your mechanics of solids and fluids, basically for the past few years they are asking questions regarding Young's modulus. It's quite formula based, simple formula based, like what will happen to the Young's modulus if you stretch the wire. So these are very basic thing that they will ask you. uh, then coming to oscillation, one of the major difference between JE and BITSAT is in JE we do not have resonance, we do not have damping, we do not have forced oscillation, but here we have. So that means you have to study all these topic like what is the relation between the forced oscillation and how one periodic force will make it um, go how one forced oscillation will make it resonant, how amplitude varies when it is a resonance condition. So basically you have to go over forced and damped oscillations and resonance, which is obviously not there in most of the other entrance exam, especially JE. Okay, then in oscillation you have to take care of the relationship between like displacement, velocity, and acceleration, like how their graph will vary. Like you know that graph of displacement and velocity is an elliptical graph. Okay, if you compare the displacement and velocity, but if you compare the displacement, if you draw the graph of displacement versus time, it will be sinusoidal curve. So these are some of the basic concepts that you have to take care of. Okay, then coming to web chapter. So now here they are mostly focusing on the Doppler effect and standing waves, right? So you should know like what is the fundamental frequency in closed organ pipe, what is the fundamental frequency in open organ pipe. You should know that like how one that uh, a tuning fork will create some resonance with the this open pipes or closed pipe, that you have to go through, right? Then coming to heat and thermodynamics. Here also there is a major change from JE Mains. In JE, they will not ask you about Carnot engine, but they will ask you. Here in BITSAT, you have to go through the second law of thermodynamics, which is not there. Normally, they will focus on like efficiency of heat engine. They will focus on different type of thermodynamic process. So you should know the work done by gas in all the thermodynamic process. You should know what is the heat, you should know what is the adiabatic exponent, you should know what is the molar heat capacity. So you have to be thorough in this thermodynamics, right? Then coming to electrostatics. If you look into the electrostatics, it is purely formula based. You should know what is the electric field due to one infinite charged wire, you should know what is the electric field due to one uh, charged ring, you should know how to combine or how to do the vector addition of electric field. Then related to potential energy, they are asking question. Equipotential, they are asking question. So you have to go through the basics of electric potential energy, and about the dielectrics, because they are asking recently they are asking about the combination of capacitors. So you should know what are the different combinations possible and how to solve it in a shortest possible time. As Aditya sir told, that it is a matter of accuracy along with your quickness. So you have to be too quick. You should not spend more than 1.5 minute or 2 minutes at the max, because there is a bonus. As I told, that if you do 130 questions without skipping, you will get 12 questions extra. So it is a big bone, right? So okay. Then coming to your current electricity, you have to thorough with Kirchhoff's law. You have to understand that in a particular circuit, how to find the potential difference, how to find like what do you mean by cell in charging, cell in discharging, what is short circuit of cell. So this type of tricky question they will ask you, and it's very easy. Even you need not use pen and paper to solve these circuit problems. Just by looking into the things, you can do it. All these things will be taught in this crash course. Then coming to magnetic effect, your magnetic effect of current, there are a lot of formulas here. I repeat, there are a lot of formulas here, but not all formulas are required. And you know that electric field formulas are similar to magnetic field formulas. So if you're thorough with electrostatics, it will help you in magnetic effect of current also. Here you have to go through Ampere's law. Ampere's law, this is again very easy topic that we can go through. Then coming to electromagnetic induction. In electromagnetic induction, you should know about some theoretical question about transformers, generators that you should know, and circuit analysis of AC circuit. In current electricity, you have to do DC circuit analysis. In this AC current, you have to do AC circuit analysis, right? Like LR circuit, CR circuit, all this stuff, and also LCR resonance. Then coming to optics. In JEE, what happens? They will ask you like combination of lenses, combination of lens and curved spherical surface. But here, you can expect some mirror related question, plane mirror related questions, and direct formula based question from optical instrument, like what is the magnification, what is the magnifying power, like from compound microscope and astronomical telescope. That is the only two things you have to do. Then coming to modern physics, in JEE we do not have radioactivity, but here you have radioactivity, which is a easy chapter, so you can go through it. And then coming to electronic devices, again in JEE we do not have Johnson transistor, but here you have Johnson transistor, semiconductor diode. So overall you have to go through each and every topic. It requires you to cover the broad, everything you have to cover. Don't go in depth. Okay, so I think that what we will teach you during this entire crash course, which will be a definitely immense helpful to you. So that's all from my side. If you have any doubt, you can ask.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot, Mr. Aditya. Thanks a lot, Mr. Sukumar. So, friends and parents, this was one of the way in which we were trying to tell you how the topics which are mentioned very specifically in BITSAT brochure, as well as we were trying to tell you what is the kind of questions we have been getting a constant feedback over the years from our past students. Okay, so this was the thing about physics specifically. Now before moving to chemistry and maths, we will move to a portion which is clearly missing from JEE Main or JEE Advanced. Okay, and I think this portion carries a good 90 marks weightage, 90 out of 390, very close to good 25%. If you secure say 75 80 marks out of those English and LR question, your rank can be quite secured. So for that, Mr. Raja is there to guide you. He will start with English, and then Mr. Harish, he would explain how he will, or like how generally logical reasoning should be tackled. In between, all of us will keep on adding wherever required. Mr. Raja, over to you. Yes, Mr. Raja, you would have to unmute. Yes. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. On the screen, does it allow you to unmute?
Done. Hello, everybody. I believe everybody is here. Akriti, Abhinav, Aditya, Akshara, Anish, Ani, Arnav, Soumya. I believe you are with me. Are you? Good. All right. So, country, the English, the 10 questions, and generally people take it lightly, but every point is important. It's not the 10 questions about the 30 points, right? So you should take it seriously because every number is important. For English, you have been studying for long. I mean, you have studied in 9, 10, 11, 12, right? So there are some short ideas that should be followed because, English part has 3 sections. One is for grammar, one is for vocabulary, and one is for reasoning, that includes reading comprehension and analogies, right? So the one section, reading comprehension analogies. Second section, it's a vocabulary that includes antonyms, synonyms, one word substitute, and then other is about the grammars. So what you need to do now, just if you're making notes, do make notes, because I'm going to mention some books. So that will help you, and you have not to cover whole books. You have to cover certain topics. All right. So the first book that you should go with, Rain and Martin. Again, Rain and Martin, not chapter by chapter, just bullet points. Among them, Rain and Martin, first it is tenses and passive voice. So tenses and passive voice are interrelated. So with the help of tenses and passive voice together, you can save time. Otherwise, what you will have to do, tenses you are studying separately and passive voice you are studying separately, it may kill your time. So study together. Second, it is about the pronoun that is called relative pronoun. Relative pronoun and the determinants are interrelated, so you can study together. And these two topics are also from same Rain and Martin. Now next is about the subject verb agreement and parallelism, parallel construction. So what if you are studying tenses? Through the tenses, even you can cover subject verb agreement, because you are studying present simple tense, past simple tense, present continuous, past continuous, present perfect tense. And these are the area where subject verb agreement exists. So through this one, you can solve it. So in grammar, limited topics, and then you can get benefit of it. But you should change the pattern. Instead of going through all the topics, just make a list that how to combine topics. So tenses, if you go through tenses, it will include subject verb agreement, it will include your parallel construction, it will include passive voice and question tag also. So through one tenses, you can cover 4 topics, and all from Rain and Martin. So if you want me to note down some, units, then I'll do later. I'll just make a list and I'll share you. Now, moving to vocabulary. So word par made easy, that is a very common book. But you should not go in depth because it is very huge. And you will start reading, possibly it may take 15 days to 1 month just reading through. Instead, there is substitute book that is called Advanced Cambridge book, Cambridge vocabulary book. So I have that PDF. I'll share with Atul sir, and Atul sir will share it with you. Advanced Cambridge vocabulary. So it has given all the roots words, and through the roots it has given the examples. Along with the example, there are some practice questions. So you can the ones, and the total number of page will be not more than 200. It has been covered in just under 100 units. So that will help you to deal with. Now, reading comprehension, there is no need to work on a lot, because the way you are reading these 2 books, it will cover reading comprehension. So you can go through the BITSAT test paper that we have made. It has good number of questions, sufficient questions. It will cover vocabulary, cover grammar, cover analogies. Through the reading comprehension, grammar, you can cover analogies. So in short, you can follow these only 2 books, Rain and Martin one, then the Advanced Cambridge vocabulary book, and then the practice set of that BITSAT one that we have shared. That will be more than sufficient. Yeah. Soumya, any question? Akshara, Amriti, Soumya बिल्कुल म्यूट पे है, नहीं बोल ही नहीं सकती. Okay, Soumya, you can drop message. The country is not allowed to speak. Yeah, Anis, Ani, Arnav, Bhavya, Dev. Okay, just a moment, Akshara. Okay, for the poetic device is the Rain and Martin. At the bottom, the third part, it has some poetic device that will be more than sufficient. Same Rain and Martin book. Rain and Martin has 2 main categories. One is for grammar and one is for writing. So the second part is writing section, that includes composition also. And there at the bottom, there are 4 and 5 pages for that poetic devices that will help you. Yeah, people, you can drop message for your books or any recommendation. I believe everybody is busy with the IPL match. People, no, Soumya khali samne hai. People, yeah, ऐसा नो so maybe साथ में मोबाइल स्क्रीन लगा के देख रही हो. बोला, अच्छा, people, are you with me? Because just one person. Amritraj, yes, mock is sufficient, but additional practice should be taken. The book I have mentioned, especially if you are asking about the English part, then it is more than sufficient, because just you have to be precise about the practice and error logs. And through the books you can do. Race Atul sir will tell that really it is sufficient or not. Atul sir, Amritraj has mentioned that he taken
Right,
mock
right.
and got 96.
Yes, so Amritraj, if you have got 96 percentile, and if it is a consistent percentile, like you were you were working on the similar lines, you were getting something similar in your mock test, and you got something same in your real exam. Okay, then it is really good percentile. You can basically proceed with the mock test. But yes, a good practice of English and logical reasoning is always required. At the same time, there are topics which are not in JEE main, and we would discuss about them shortly, how to be dealing with them. Yeah, so I feel there are little bit more questions in between. However, we would share something more. Hassan, you want to share little thing more about English?
Yeah. So yeah, Aditya, that's fine. That will work.
Friends, I think you can unmute yourself. There is option. You can unmute yourself. It is not that upon entry you were muted, but you have option to unmute. So if you are really like trying to see whether or not you want to discuss something, feel free to unmute.
So Mayur, yes, Mayur, the total number, if you are crossing 11 to 25, that is more than sufficient. But satisfaction should be as per your accuracy. Okay, Mayur. So after 10 mock tests, it is now you are in the zone when you started understanding psychology. So mainly you have to check that how your mind is going to set with the prep and attempting the set. So in that you can keep on adding, but it is all about the mindset. Once you find that now the mock test is same as I do in general, and if you are in the habit of it, mean you can save time. But what if after each exam you are under pressure of timing, and then you take every mock differently, then it will be a concern. So you need good number of it. Yeah, yes, that will be, because it has some explanations and some shortcuts also. That will be sufficient, Amritraj. Atul sir, Omkar has one question. I covered 85 percentile. How is it possible to cover all PCM in English PYQs in just a month?
Yes, we will discuss. Let us discuss little subject specific things right away, Onkar. So these things we plan to discuss after say next 10 to 15 minutes, as soon as the subject specific tips are given by the teachers.
So Omkar sir will guide you. Sivram Krishnan, Atul sir asking about biology.
Yes, I have shared him. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it is fine, Hassan. These questions we can take at the end also. It's fine.
So
Yeah.
best wishes, people. In case of any concern, you can drop message, you can mail, and you will get the feedback or the
Definitely.
supportive ideas. Fine, people.
I'll also.
This.
Yeah.
Have a
Thank
good time.
you, Hassan. Thank you very much. Yeah. Aditya, before we proceed to LR, you wanted to share something?
Yeah, actually. So basically, very recently when Hassan was discussing, we made some change in our offerings. Guys, tomorrow we are turning 6. Our baby Masterclass Space is turning 6, and we thought of giving some huge offer, which we are very particular about, because we cater to very premium things. This is the reality. Many times students ask for discount. This. We say, hey, the reality is that you get a very high quality here, and we have been every year, people who are very experienced, they are working on it. This is for the first time we are giving in 5 years. We are giving a very highest offer of 30%. It's going to end in just 1.5 hours. I'm going to share something with you. You can see this is a discount code. If you see our website, on the website, can you see? On the website, can you see something is written over 6th anniversary, 30% off, ending 24th April, 10 p.m. And this is how, and the codes are also given. If I share the codes, you can, apart from basically mentorship, someone who has not bought test series or crash course, they can use, you can take a picture of this one, not a problem. Can you see the screen, Atul?
Yes, it is visible.
So you can take a picture of this one. These are the codes. Basically, till 10 p.m. this is going to be the 30% from 10 p.m. today to 11 p.m. The discount will go to 20%. Then 11 p.m. to 11:59 it's going to be 10%, and after that no discount. So for till 12 p.m. basically till 11:59 we our discounts are changing every hour by 30 to 20 to 10. And how many offers? Because it is the 6th anniversary, so we have kept it only 6 offers are there. So you can take a picture. It's on the website also. That's going to change. So basically the code is also there. Now it has got updated. Code MCS6 YRS 30%. So if you want, you can take those who have not taken the test series or crash course. They can use this code and take 30% off. Move ahead now.
Yeah, thank you. So, Mr. Harish, most of the students are very keen to know how to deal with logical reasoning. Please guide them for the same. Yeah, Mr. Harish, you can unmute yourself. And there are good 20 questions, so Mr. Harish will be guiding you on that.
Yeah. Hello, students. So let's quickly talk about logical reasoning. So there are 10 topics in logical reasoning that we have to deal with, right? So basically you'll get 20 questions, and those 20 questions are based out of 10 topics, right? The first 3 topics are analogy, classification, and series completion, right? So again, see, I mean, these are basically, again, as the topic itself, it's a logical reasoning, right? So some students will get it right without any practice, but some students, they have to practice a lot to get it. So what is analogy? So these 3 topics we can combine together along with chat logic. So what they basically do is they give you some set of numbers following some logic, right? So the logic can be based on multiplication, right? For example, 16 is related to 40, and how is 20 is related to, like in the same way 20 is related to which number, right? So you have to find what is the logic. So that is your basically analogy sort of equation, right? When it comes to series, you'll have let's say 4, 16, 64, and what is the next number, right? So this comes as your series kind of equation, right? And in classification, they'll give you, like, they'll combine the knowledge of physics and chemistry, right? For example, they'll give a question and they'll ask you to pick the odd one out, right? In that, they'll give 4 out of 4 options, 3 will be metals and 1 will be non-metal, right? So that is again from your knowledge of chemistry, right? So these are the questions you can expect in an analogy, classification, and series completion. And again, we have done a lot of questions, right, in our classes, like we generally do. So basically in our classes, what happens is we take questions, right? So we solve at least 20 questions per each topic, covering different types of logics and all this, right? Now, then we have logical deduction questions. This is quite important topic. Now, but to solve this topic, you need Venn diagram. So, you would have seen again these sort of questions, right? All A or B, some B or C, right? So there will be some statements and there will be some conclusions, right? So whether some B or C, some C or B, right? Now, the best way to solve these questions is through Venn diagrams, right? Again, this is the concept. So this is unlike the first 3 topics, right? Wherein you have analogy, classification, you can solve without any previous knowledge, right? But for topics like logical deduction, you need some kind of guidance, right? Because there is a particular pattern on how we solve those questions. So that is your logical deduction. Then we have non-verbal reasoning. So these are mostly your figure formations, right? Pattern perceptions, right? So they'll basically, what they'll do is they'll give you a square, right? In which there are 3 shapes and you have to find the 4th shape, right? So the 4th shape will complete that pattern. So that is basically your pattern perception questions, right? So there is figure formation questions, right? So in figure formation questions, you will be given pieces, right? So you'll be given pieces and you'll be given the final figure, right? So in that, what you have to do is you have to go from the options, right? So out of the given all options, which option has all the pieces contained in the figure? So this is another topic. Now there is paper cutting topic, right? So what is paper cutting topic is, so basically he'll ask you like, fold paper, or we'll cut paper and we'll fold it, right? So when we open the paper, then what is the shape that we are going to get? Okay. So again, these are, these are the basic kind of questions that you'll get. But again, the standard questions only you'll get in BITSAT logical reasoning, right? He'll not twist and turn them. So the standard questions, if you know the each like standard questions from each topic, then you are very good, right? So, and that is what we'll be doing in our classes, right? And finally, we'll have rule detection, right? So you might have seen these questions, right? So he'll give you 3 faces of a cube, right? So on top face, a letter will be written, right? And he'll ask you like, which is the opposite face to this face, right? So again, there also we have a certain pattern, right? So we write the numbers in anti-clockwise direction, and then we look for certain patterns, right? And finally, we have figure matrix. So figure matrix is also a combination of 3-4 figures, wherein you will have to figure out the what does the next figure comes, right? So this is broadly the logical reasoning syllabus, and we have extensively covered, right? So we cover like from each topic, we cover 20 questions in our class, and also we give the worksheets as well, right? So even worksheets are handed over to you, and even in the worksheets, we'll have 10 to 15 questions from each topic, right? So if you do those questions, whatever the questions that we give, that's more than enough, like 100%, that's more than enough. But if you want to do practice from some other website or book, so I would recommend India Bix, right? So that is a website, you can make note of it. So India Bix is a website where, you can find logical reasoning questions, but be very peculiar, right? You just pick the questions, whatever is mentioned in the syllabus, right? Don't do the questions out of the syllabus. Okay, all right, that's it from logical reasoning. Any questions if you have, we can discuss further.
Thank you, Mr. Harish. Thanks for sharing. And just to add, students, those of you who are enrolled in the English and logical reasoning crash course, particularly, of course, like full crash course or just English logical reasoning crash course, we have prepared a set of 200 questions. We plan to give you that, and that thing is apart from test series. Okay, that is not just in the test series, it is apart from test series. And of course, apart from those questions, you would have seen you are getting assignments from the teachers on daily basis. So just making sure that you are getting sufficient practice to secure those good 90 marks, which many students generally like just ignore. Okay, that is the thing. There are some questions, friends. There are some questions people have been asking. Before that, I would like to share that Harish sir as well as Ekta ma'am both have classes after some time. So first we will wrap with their part, the tips and tricks they want to share, and then me and Aditya we will take more of your queries. Okay. So yeah, Harish, quickly if you want to share some tips for maths of BITSAT, it would be nice. Okay, you are on. Yes. Do you see the option on your screen too? Yeah.
Thank you, Aditya. All right, yes. Now coming to mathematics, again, before I start giving the suggestions, I'll let you know what is happening in our classes, right? So we deal the topics extensively. Along with the topics, each of you will get a handwritten notes, right? So in the handwritten notes, every topic that will be asked in the exam, along with the problems will be present, right? Okay, now putting this outside, so how do you prepare for BITSAT mathematics? Okay, so again, if you broadly look at the like the broad chapters, so one is algebra, right? So in algebra also most of the times, so you'll get each like from every topic you'll get a question, right? So for example, from quadratic equations, if you take, most likely you are expected to get the questions around forming the quadratic equation. Now, what do I mean by forming the quadratic equation? So he'll be given like if alpha, beta are the roots of certain equation, Now, what is the equation containing the roots like 2 alpha 2 beta, right? Alpha by 2, beta by 2, these sort of things. Okay. So that is one thing. And then based on roots, right? So how does roots, right? Where are both roots positive or both roots negative, right? This is one kind. And also on the nature of the roots, right? And also, recently they have been asking more about equations convertible to quadratic equations, right? So they'll give an exponential equation, right? For example, 7 power x whole square minus 7 power x, something like that, wherein you have to put 7 power x as some variable t, and then it will convert itself into a quadratic equation. Okay, so this is more or less what you can expect from quadratic equations. Now coming to sequence and series. Again, see, there are some standard set of questions, right? You'll get questions from AP, GP. Those are standard set of questions. But off lately, I think where the students find more pain is in AMGM inequality, right? So he's been asking more questions in AMGM inequality, right? So most of the students will spend less time on that, but therefore I am suggesting you to do some questions on AMGM inequality, right? So that's the only point I would like to add in this thing. But apart from that, look at the summation series as well, right? So you should be very well aware of summation n term, summation n square, and summation n cube, right? So based on this also, you are likely to get problems. Now again, in permutations and combinations, also standard problems, right? For example, what is the rank of the word, mass, right? What is the rank of the word Monday, and there are five boys and 5 girls. So how do you group them, right? What are the number of ways of arranging them? Let's say all boys are together, all girls are together, boys and girls should not be sitting side by side, right? Standard set of questions. Nothing twist and turns, just practice the standard set of questions, you are very good to go, right? And also the digit based, right? Basically what he'll say you, right? The standard questions are, find the number of numbers formed by the digits so and so. But what he'll do is he'll put a condition that the numbers divisible by 4 or the number divisible by 3, the numbers lying between these particular range. So those are the questions you can expect from permutations and combinations. Now coming to probability, again, questions based on permutations and combination will creep into probability. But here the questions are mostly asked about dice, right? So when you throw 2 dice and regarding the sum, right? Some of the numbers that comes on the dice. So most of the problems are asked on regarding that only, right? And then you have Bayes theorem and total probability theorem, very, very important. So here my suggestion is most of the students, they'll try to remember the formulas, right? In Bayes theorem and total probability theorem. That's the biggest mistake, guys. Okay, don't try to remember the formulas. So there is an approach called tree diagram approach. So you'll find it, right? So if you're not in our class also, you'll find it, right? So tree diagram approach. So that is the best approach. And therein you need not remember any formulas, right? It's a direct conceptual approach. So I would suggest you to follow that approach and solve any question from Bayes theorem and total probability theorem. So now coming on to, complex numbers, right? So in complex numbers, mostly the questions are based around the locus. So he'll say that Z is a complex number and it follows modulus of Z minus 2i equal to something, right? And he'll ask you what is the locus of Z, right? And you have to be very careful about the modulus properties. There are argument properties, right? So these two are quite important. So he'll combine these two and he'll give you a locus question, right? So these are this is very most important concept. And then we have e power I theta equal to cos theta plus I sin theta, right? So based on polar representation form, that is also quite important. And cube roots of unity, right? So 1 omega square. So this is also very important. So with respect to algebra, apart from these chapters, we have statistics. And in statistics, he'll ask you about mean and variance, right? So with variance, what he'll ask you is, how does variance change, right? If I add a same constant number to all the numbers, all the observations, how does variance change, right? If I multiply, how does variance change? How does standard deviation change, right? So again, in statistics also, we have some 4 to 5 standard set of questions. Again, we discuss all those standard set of questions in our crash course. So you can just go through that 4 to 5 methods and you'll be given notes as well. So that is with respect to statistics. Now coming to calculus, so in calculus, again, what I would suggest is you will find n number of questions from the functions chapter, right? So that's the starting point of calculus, right, with respect to BITSAT. you'll find n number of questions, right? With respect to modulus and logarithm functions, right? There are a lot of questions, okay? So be very well prepared, or solve a lot of problems with respect to modulus and logarithms, mainly modulus inequalities and logarithm inequalities as well, right? And you should have also some idea of their graphs as well. And the other important concept is functional equations, right? So you'll have equations like f of x plus f of y equal to f of xy. Then what is the function f of x? So you should know that, right? So these sort of questions are also very much asked in the functions chapter. With respect to limits, again, standard limits, you should know all the process, all the expansions, right? So sin x, cos x expansion, e power x expansion, you should know them. Because you can't apply L'Hopital's rule, you'll not have that much amount of time. So it's better to remember the expansions. And again, the standard set of questions, right? What happens limit as x approaches infinity? How do you solve the rational functions, right? And continuity differentiability also, you can expect the standard questions only, right? Because there is nothing to twist in continuity and differentiability. Application of derivatives, you'll get optimization problems, right? So you'll be given some geometrical condition. So you have to formulate that condition and then apply the first derivative and the second derivative test. Yeah. So this is with respect to differential calculus. And integral calculus, more of like, properties based only, right? Substitution and indefinite integration. But when it comes to definite integration, he'll ask you a question with respect to that a to b f of x dx will be a to b f of a plus b minus x dx, right? So that is, you can take it for granted. You will get definitely a question on that property. So that is with respect to definite and indefinite integration. With respect to areas, again, standard question, he'll ask you how to find, he'll ask you to find the area between two curves. He'll give you the, between the, which quadrant also he'll give you. So you'll have to put those conditions and you'll have to find the respective areas. With differential equations, mostly he'll ask you about linear differential equations, right? So wherein you have to find the integrating factor. So that is what, dy by dx plus f of x into y equal to q of x. You'll find the integrating factor e power integral I f of x dx. So, and you'll multiply it, right? So mostly from differential equations, the questions are based upon that one only, right? Integrating factor only, right? So this is your calculus part. And with respect to coordinate geometry, again, from all the chapters, circles, parabola, ellipse, and hyperbola, tangents are very important, right? So you should know what is the equation of the tangent, what is the condition for a line to be tangent to a circle or to parabola or to hyperbola, anything. So tangents are the most important thing. And the standard equations, right? From the standard equations, you should be able to derive all the information, right? So what is the foci, what is the directrix, and all these sort of standard information you must be able to derive. So this is with respect to your coordinate geometry. And finally, we have vectors and 3D. Again, from vectors and 3D also, most of the times they are straightforward question, right? He'll ask you to find the box product, right? Box product of three vectors, right? A, B, C. If you come to 3D, he'll ask you, what is the distance between the planes, right? What is the line which is passing through so and so point and it is parallel to a particular line? Now, what is the equation of this line? Okay. Again, standard questions, if you solve, that's more than enough in this. Atul, I think that's all from my side. I have covered all the topics.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Aditya?
Yeah, I just wanted to say something, guys. Apart from what we are discussing, people do a lot of preparation, and it has been our experience for many of the students. They freak out, they go blank, anxiety issues, many things come into picture. And what we have realized that only just studying is not something that's going to give you boost your performance. You need to have that calm mind. So it's our complementary work that we have been bringing experts of yoga and meditation experts for our students, especially for teenagers. We brought in past also, and now also we are bringing to you on 27th of April. You can check out in the chat. I have shared this. And this nominal fee we are taking, it is not for us. It is for it's just a support we want to give to the yoga expert, right? Just 200 rupees plus GST, which is we are taking. So it would be really good if you enroll for this one. going to be very helpful for you. This is something which we are doing. It is not something job of Masterclass Space, but we really want to do for students. So at 8 p.m. 27, you can register for it. Go ahead now.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Harish, for sharing all the details for logical reasoning, for maths. I think students would have got very good idea how things work for them. Thank you. Now, before I try to wrap things, I would invite Ekta ma'am. So Ekta ma'am is our lead faculty for organic and inorganic chemistry, physical chemistry. Yeah, sorry. I was just saying that Ekta ma'am will share tips around the organic and inorganic portion for BITSAT chemistry. Ma'am, can you please, yeah.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I hope am I audible, and I'm not going to take much time of you all because this session has begun again, the long one. So here, the organic and inorganic chemistry, we know. So inorganic chemistry, not all the portions we are going to encounter. First, let's discuss about the inorganic one. So inorganic hydrogen and S block elements we are going to see here. And here the very introduction part we are going to do. That is element unique position and periodic tables over here. And preparation and properties reactions. Not all the reactions are going to become over here in the questions. Okay, very basic kind of question we are going to encounter from here. The S block elements, their abundance and anomalous properties, all these are going to be asked. Then alkali metals and alkaline earth metals we are going to see. Not all the reactions we need to do for the question basis. Very basic kind of reactions will be asked, and their properties. Okay. After that, P, D, and F block elements. Now, again, these P, D, and F block elements are not a part of JE and advanced, but here we are going to see this. Okay. So, for that reason, you also have to do for the BITSAT. Here we are going to discuss about the general introduction part of these all elements, their properties, then group 13, 14, 15 and 16 elements we are going to see. Their properties and the reactions in that, and their different properties which are different, like for the group 13, group 14 and group 16. Okay. And then their structure as well. Group 17 and 18, the elements and their properties we are going to encounter, and various reactions with oxygen and other materials. Then D block elements we are also going to encounter here. F block elements and coordination compounds as well as we are going to see. So in this coordination compound, we are going to deal with the IUPAC, their nomenclature, their coordination compounds, biological system, and some of the parts will also be included a kind of biology related. So we have also encountered, like we had discussed some biomolecule topic, and where we had seen some of the question were also in related with the bio thing. So all these things are also going to be included, which were not included in JE and mains and advanced level. After that, stereochemistry is there. Here we need to do only the conformations, that is ethane conformation, Newman and Sawhorst production, and geometrical isomers we need to do. Other parts we don't have to discuss. After that, organic compounds with functional group containing oxygen and nitrogen. So their general nomenclature we are going to do, their alcohol, phenols, ether reactions we are going to do, and specific reactivity with alpha hydrogen and carbonyl compounds we are going to interact with. Then their comparative reactivity of acid derivatives, basic characters of amines and nucleophilic acids, all these are we are going to encounter. After that, I think I have included most of the points. And one of the point that is again inorganic polymer and purification of organic compound. These are again the two topics which were not there in the JEE level, mains and advanced. But here we are going to do that because we are going to encounter the questions in the BITSAT. So we need to keep in mind in organic chemistry, polymers and purification of organic compounds. And in inorganic, we are going to encounter S block elements, P block elements, hydrogens. These are the topics which we not include in JEE, but here we have to do. And again, from the basics to advanced level, we discuss in the lecture. So along with that, we also encounter so many different questions, and we see from the basic to higher level of question. Also here, we don't encounter as such related to more numerical based questions. Like again, at in the beginning, Adit sir and other sirs have mentioned that moderate level of questions will be there, not very lower level of question will be there, but moderate level of questions will be there. And for that reason, what happens is sometimes students think for higher level, as you have prepared for a very higher level of different exams pattern. But here you need to keep in mind that you always don't have to think for higher level, but for the moderate and lower level as well, so that you will be able to solve the questions over here. Okay, so that's it about from my side. I will over to you that Atul sir will explain you about the remaining part of chemistry. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Ekta ma'am. So, friends, I think you have heard from all the respected teachers. You have got some good insights about the same. Okay. I have few points. I have few points about physical chemistry, and I have few points in general about the way you would prepare for BITSAT. Okay. I would like to share them. First thing, just to quickly wrap around physical chemistry, you would have seen there are topics which are not included in JEE main, but they are included in BITSAT syllabus. Interestingly, those topics might be included in JEE advanced, but they were not in JEE mains. Now, why it becomes very, very crucial is when a topic is included in JEE Advanced and when you learn for that topic through any coaching or any way previous 2 years, you would have thought to learn it in much depth. I would give you a very simple example. Suppose you are doing a question of inorganic chemistry. It is from hydrogen and S block. Okay. You can be given a set of say questions where X, Y, Z, or W, three, four things are given as unknowns. And then suddenly you are asked question, what does X refer to? What does Y refer to? And they are essentially the products of reaction of sodium. But friends, such question in BITSAT, they are never going to be there. You are not being tested for, say, sequential question. If X forms Y, Y forms W, these kind of questions are limited to advanced. So what I'm trying to share with you that there are topics such as states of matter. Okay, you must have seen the questions on ideal gas, real gas, how complex they can get. There is a van der Waal equation. There is another equation, virial form of equation. So all these can be done for advanced. But for BITSAT, a simple understanding of van der Waal equation, a simple understanding of the difference between ideal gas and real gas, that should be sufficient. If we go around topics of say surface chemistry, again you would have seen there are too many complex numericals possible on surface chemistry if you go with advanced preparation mode. But here simple formulas which are often mentioned in NCERT, simple kind of examples given in NCERT, that is more than sufficient. Take example of solid state. Solid state, many of you might not have learned for JEE main, neither you would have seen in your NCERTs, right? However, solid state questions here, they can be very simple table based question like which system has ABC, all three angles as equal, two angles as equal, but third angle not equal, two sides equal, third side not equal. such things which are generally not very much required for advance. For advance, you are given a much complex system, a new kind of crystal, and then you have to find the formula. So what I'm trying to refer again and again is, even if that topic is there for advance and for JEE and for BITSAT, it does not mean it would require same approach for both. The approach for both would be very, very different. And the aim of this session is to time and again tell you that if you are preparing for BITSAT, then practice accordingly. Okay. In advance, there are as low as 48 questions. They cannot give you simple questions. In JEE Main, there were only 75 questions. They would also give you some trick questions. But here you are 130. There cannot be a way that you get really complex questions. And it does not happen that just because you know that these are simple questions, your mind will solve simply. No, you would have seen that in these 2 years, you develop a tendency that the moment you feel that this is correct answer, you try to question yourself that what if this happens? What if that happens? That thing happens true for advanced, but not for BITSAT. Here, if you are spending any more time than 15, 20, or 30 seconds just about thinking how to go around that question, it means this question is not worthy of your time. You have to move to the next question. So, my friends, time and again, the purpose of this session has to tell you how to deal with the sudden shift of preparation, because many of you are preparing for advance also, as I understand, right? So, to switch from two different, entirely different patterns, how would that be done? We are, we are, we have not learned English or logical reasoning 2 years. How we do it quickly now when we have just 30 days, right? So all these pointers we tried to be covered while discussing this session. Yeah. So I think that's it from my side. Someone has mentioned about Arihant BITSAT guide. Yes, friends, it is considered as a good source. You can definitely consider, but that is a good source for chapter-wise questions, frankly. Okay. The exam you are going to do, it is an online exam, and for the preparation of an online exam, you should get something, a test series which is online, not just a book. I hope that makes sense, right? So you should prepare accordingly. But of course, for chapter wise question or for chapters which you have not studied at all, you can refer that book. Yeah, Aditya, any concluding remarks towards the end?
Dear friends, if you have any doubts, or if you have anything to ask, feel free to ask. That would be, you can raise your hand, you can directly ask. Would be glad to answer it. We have put in the chat. We have put link for registration for meditation session on 27th. Our code also we have put, which is MCS6YRS. And for now, exactly 1 hour is left for that 30% discount. You can be a part of a test series and crash course, and we would be very glad to have you. And yeah, if you have any question, you can reach out to us. Not a problem. We'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes, and then yeah.
I think
So
many students, yeah, sorry, Aditya, many students have constantly been asking how many mock tests. My friends, it is not just about the number. Of course, I can give you number. I think Aditya shared, Sukumar sir also shared, Hassan also shared. Fine, if you do, but not just the number of papers. It is also about how you do that paper, how well you do the analysis of that paper. After doing one paper, after doing its analysis, what changes are you making before attempting the next paper? Those things make the difference, not just the number of paper. If you just do 30 papers in one go and never do the analysis, never make any change in your strategy, what would it help you, right? So don't just stick to the number. It is about the quality. And in fact, if you visit our website, we have given you a way like how you should attempt the paper, which can actually help you. Okay. And I think for students asking about unmuting yourself, there is option. I think there is option to unmute yourself. You can
You can
unmute.
raise your hand. You can raise your
Yeah,
hand.
or you can raise your hand.
Yeah, we are
Like,
here to we are here to answer you. Now we won't be reading the chats. You can raise your hand digitally. You can raise your hand. We will take your questions, whatever right now regarding that BITSAT test series or crash course or even the mentorship program which you have mentioned on. You can we have two mentorship program which also we have mentioned, academic mentorship and premium mentorship. How do we deal with? You can go through the link, not a problem. I'm still putting the link over here, link of the website. Nick, if you have any doubt regarding that, anything, please put it.
yes.
Yeah,
And I think
raise
yes,
op-
Aditya.
raise hand option is not available. Someone is saying, Atut, can you please see?
Let me check that. Let me search for that if that is there or not.
Okay, no problem.
Meanwhile, time and again, students are asking like in how much depth cover the BITSAT PCM crash course. My friends, as repeatedly shared by teachers, you do not need to get in depth about derivations or something new, like what will happen if this changes, if that changes, if the suppose there are questions in JEE Advanced where they ask that what would be the change if the charge of electron changes, how would the entire atomic structure equations change. Such questions are not there. So maybe you need to know the formula, but you need not to know the derivation of the formula. And I think all of us are very sensible enough to understand that whatever is done in 2 years versus whatever can be done in 30 hours, there is a lot of difference, right? So whatever is really required for BITSAT, that would definitely be covered. Whatever is just there for your intellectual stimulation so that you feel that you have learned but is not required for BITSAT, we won't do that.
Yeah, so students are asking about that they are interested in taking a crash course. The details are there, as Atul has just now said. Whatever is required, we deal with only that thing only. In theory, Anish wants to ask something. Can we have Anish?
Hello,
Can we?
sir.
Yes, Anish.
Yeah, Anish, please ask.
Sir, I just wanted to ask, like, can we start, like, should we start mock tests right now, like, from tomorrow onwards, if we have
Of course.
covered good, like, JEE mains theory and all?
Of course. Do at least 2-3 mock test and then see the analysis. Then go over your weaker areas. You must start now.
And, like, for the weaker areas, like you mentioned, we should do BITSAT specific problems, or should we revert back to mains PYQs? Like,
No, why means? No. I mean, if you are a student of a test series or something, you can just use the test series. That's all. JEE main, the questions are going to be different. Why do you want to now? Here you have to build a different temperament.
okay, sir. Thank you.
God bless.
Yeah. Someone has asked the approach of solving PYQ and theory simultaneously. My friends, idea is that you attempt some papers and you do analysis, what kind of mistakes and in which areas you are making mistake. Just try to learn that much theory which is required to know that question. Okay. Suppose you are going way in depth just for the sake of learning theory, that is not required. You attempt couple of papers, you make an error log, you see how to do it. In fact, we have put many videos, at least 4 to 5 videos again and again, how to prepare after JEE mains. Okay, some will be live on the channel again tomorrow. Some would be live say tonight also. You see those videos and try to see that theory has to be done based on your analysis of mistakes where you are lacking. Okay, suppose you are good in 50% of the theory, 50% of a particular topic, and for BITSAT question only 30% is required. Now even if you for your own good feeling you make that 80%, 90%, how would it help? Instead cover a topic which you left for JEE main. There are many students who leave questions of rotation because they feel rotation is a very, very difficult topic. There are many students who leave question of ionic equilibrium. There are many students who do not want to attempt conic section. But that is for JEE Main. Now we are at BITSAT. Here, things can be relatively simple. So you learn at least the basics of these chapters. You try to attempt questions of these chapters, and then you see how much more theory is needed. Okay.
Yeah, any question? Other question? You can raise your guys in the chat box. You're putting something. Your approach is solving that. Any other question, guys? Any other question? Okay, so if you have no question, then we can wrap up the session. So thank you so much for joining, guys. Would be great to hear your success stories. Please get back to us, and yeah,
Yeah.
thank
And
you so much.
we wish to see you on Sunday also.
Yeah, we wish to see you on Sunday also. Please go and register for such Sunday thing in the chat box. We have put this thing. It is very much open. It is going to helpful, very much helpful, guys. I can tell you. This is we are especially bringing someone, and very important. I mean, I have personally experienced it. So once again, I'm putting it. Okay. So please click on this link. It's just a 200 rupees, and that's to be given to the yoga instructor. It's going to be helpful. So you in the chat box, we are going to just if you can click it, you can click it right now, and we are going to stop the session. Right. So thank you so much, Soumya, Tanvi, Shivali, Arnavani, Dev, Aditya, Prahlad, Shivasranga, Mohana, Omkar, S. Sri Girisa. So can we wind up now?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much, Aditya. Thank you, Sukumar sir. Thank you, Hassan. Thanks a lot for the input. And thank you everyone for staying and interacting. Hoping it was helpful for you. And we will be doing such sessions and the meditation sessions. So hoping to see you on Sunday. Thank you everyone. Good night. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.